In the anime news you need to know about, a studio closes down, a live action solo leveling is in works, and more, because this is Undisputed Anime Podcast. Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Undisputed Anime Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Zane Reed, aka Zane Taicho, captain when it comes to recommendations, and this week I'm on my own, sadly, so you'll be my co-host. You will be my best friend, though, this week. Sadly, Susu Day is under the weather, so I want to say a shout out first of all and say get well soon, buddy. I hope you're resting up well, and I'm sure all the other listeners and followers and subscribers on YouTube will send their love too. Be sure to leave an emoji or something in the comments and get well soon to Susu Day. But before all of that, I'm doing great, by the way. Thanks for asking. I know you're wondering as you're driving along listening to this or watching this on YouTube, and I'm doing good. I listened to a recent episode of the MangaTak podcast where they were talking about Trigun, and Trigun is one of my favorite anime series. And oddly, I realized I hadn't finished Trigun Stampede, an anime series that came out a few years ago. So I thought now's a great time as ever. This week, go on Crunchyroll, watch the dub version because I loved, what's his name? Johnny Young Bosch. I hope I got that right. His voice acting is incredible. Of course, he does the voice acting for Ichigo in Bleach, but also as Vash the Stampede. Not only in this version, but in the original 1996-97 version as well. And man, his performance is fantastic. You can tell that he went in with a slightly different, how do I explain, cadence. His voicing is so different compared to the Vash of the 90s. Almost like playing a different character, I guess. And in a weird way, I could see why he would do that. So yeah, fantastic performance. Really enjoyed the show. It did take some getting used to that 3D CGI that they've got going there. I know they're using it in another project which escapes my mind at the moment, but also interesting how quickly I got used to it as well. So again, let me know in the comments if you have seen it and what you thought of that 3D CGI. Did it put you off? Did you grow to like it? I'd be interested to see what people think of it. Talking of things I've watched this week, of course, Sagamoto Days is up and running. Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion in the community about, I've seen online at least anyway, about the animation style and things of that nature, and some people are unhappy that it's not exactly high frames and such. At the moment, I think it's watchable. I can see the arguments. It comes from passion, right? A lot of people love the manga. I recently did an episode on the MangaTak podcast. I'll be sure to drop a link in the description where I gave my thoughts on volume 1, which on reflection, I don't think it sums up the series going forward, because there is a sort of tonal shift, but of course the gags and stuff are still there. But I'm enjoying the anime series. I'm enjoying it. Is it the greatest thing I've ever seen? Currently, no, but I'm giving it more time to kind of cook. I'm more happy that they've kind of cut out some of the gag chapters. So for example, I want to say episode 3 jumps straight to chapter 4, missing out chapter 2 and 3 from the manga. There's some things that are still there, like the flashback with how he met his wife, or when they went on their first date and such. So things like that I really like, and I kind of like the fact that they did kind of skip over those chapters, because those chapters, they don't, besides insight of his relationship with his wife and something else I won't spoil, because again, I think they're saving that for a more of a dramatic thing in the anime series. I don't think those chapters do much more than what you get from the first episode anyway, or at least episode 1 and 2. So I'm kind of thankful that they did skip over straight into chapter 4, and that was episode 3, and then they push forward. Plus, there's nothing wrong that those chapters can't be later down the line as well. They're great stories, but in terms of the pacing, I think it was a wise decision. But let me know if you're a manga reader as well in the comments down below. Love to see what your thoughts are so far on Sakamoto Days. Housekeeping for you. Be sure to check out the Manga Talk podcast. As I mentioned before, I made a guest appearance on there. Both me and Matt gave a review on Sakamoto Days Volume 1, and we gave our thoughts and, again, our breakdown of the pacing and how we think that's going to reflect in the anime and things of that nature. So it's a great listen. Highly recommend checking it out. Again, links will be in the description down below. Today we are brought by Surfshark VPN, and we're also brought to you by you, the listener, the watcher of this great episode. So be sure to, again, subscribe, leave a star rating if you listen to this on your favorite podcast platform, but we will go more into that later. Let's get on with the show and begin with our new segment, Oi Yojoski. We have 6 stories that we're going to break down and talk about, you and me. And again, let me know in the comments what you think of these stories and things of that nature. How I'm doing hosting this as a solo, by the way. I can't remember the last time I've had to do a solo episode. So let me know how I'm doing. And yeah, let's jump into it. So story number 1. My Hero Academia Vigilante anime series is scheduled for April the 7th, 2025. There was also a trailer that dropped alongside the new visual. Trailer looks fantastic. Again, Bone Studios doing fantastic work with the animation and all sorts, looking absolutely fantastic. I want to say it's like a 30-second, maybe a minute long trailer. So again, I'd highly recommend sorting it out, having a look, because it is wonderful. And it's got me really excited about the series as well. I remember reading a couple of chapters when it first started, and part of me was kind of interested on a hero that isn't the chosen one, dare I say. I mean, Midoriya's journey, I nearly said Deku there. Weird scramble in my mind for a second there, but Deku's journey has been fantastic and has been really great, but he's kind of the chosen one. Like, we knew that he was going to be the number 1 villain because that's what he told us in the opening of the show. So it's really interesting seeing the point of view or following a character that isn't necessarily the chosen one. So I'm really intrigued to see where that goes. Of course, the vigilante aspect of this, what does it mean for someone who wants to be a hero but without a hero's license? What are the consequences of that? And so forth. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the series. I know, again, from the manga, we get a lot of backstory for some of the side characters, more so the teachers, without giving any spoilers. So again, it'd be interesting to see how they cross that bridge in the future. So really intrigued, really excited to see this. And the manga series is finished as well. So if you do want to get caught up, or you want to find out more before leaks and things start happening, check out the manga. It's complete, it's fantastic. Art style as well is brilliant. So yeah, really worth seeking out. Story number 2, I say this with a holded chest. Solo Leveling publisher Kada Opage confirms a live action adaptation is currently in work. Now, season 2 of Solo Leveling is currently airing as we're recording this episode, and again, fantastic anime series, love what they're doing and such. A live action adaptation. Now, historically, again, if you're new to the genre or to anime and such, there are a couple of live action adaptations, and they are very much a hit or miss. They tend to do okay numbers, money, box office wise and whatever, but dramatically pacing and stuff like that, they're always very messy. The One Piece live action adaptation that was on Netflix, that is a diamond out of the rough, shall we say. Out of all the other live actions, that is a very decent, very positive, receptive adaptation, and similar with the Death Note movies, the Japanese version more specifically. Very good adaptations. They split it over 2 movies. Yeah, I'd say they're definitely probably the cream of the crop after like half a dozen of bad ones. There's some definite bad ones out there. But with this, again, I guess it'd be interesting to find out more details. Is this a Netflix adaptation? Is this an adaptation in Korea where Solo Leveling originated from? More details would be really good. And maybe help put some of our minds at ease, or let us know to steer away from it early on. But again, would this excite people? Would this excite you? Let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to see. A TV anime key visual dropped earlier this week. Lazarus will air this year, but with no specific date. Animated by Studio Mappa, which is one of the top studios out there, so it's gonna look fantastic. But what's also got a lot of people excited is it is directed by Wanabe, who is the creative mind behind Samurai Champloo, Space Dandy, and of course Cowboy Bebop. So that fantastic style and storytelling that we expect from those, we're looking forward to seeing in Lazarus. But we're also getting Chad Stelansky, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, who is the action director behind John Wick. So again, hopefully we get to see some incredible animation and some incredible fight scenes in this as well. It's being listed with 13 episodes. Doesn't surprise me. A lot of his work tends to be quite short. Pretty sure Cowboy Bebop was only 13 episodes, and I think Space Dandy might have had 2 seasons, which made it 20-something episodes. I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But Lazarus, I'm really looking forward to. The music is always fantastic as well. So I'd say keep an eye out on anything Lazarus. We'll be sure to keep you updated on it here on the podcast as well. Personal favourite of mine, Go-Go Loser Ranger Season 2 also dropped a new key visual, and that will air in April the 13th this year, 2025. The artwork is looking fantastic, a great poster, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Go-Go Loser Ranger, it is a fantastic twist on the Power Ranger Tokusatsu Sentai genre and spins it on its head. It's very much like, if you've seen The Boys, which is a twist on the superhero genre, it's very much similar with Go-Go Loser Ranger. So again, highly worth checking it out. Here in the UK, it's available on Disney Plus. I think it's available on Hulu in the US. Again, I could be wrong, but it is definitely worth checking out. It's a real fun series. The dub is also fantastic as well. So I'm very much looking forward to season 2 of Go-Go Loser Ranger. Something else I'm really looking forward to this year is Gachakura. It also had a new key visual that dropped. This is still scheduled for 2025, being produced by Studio Bones. And yeah, this is exciting. One of the newest gens of manga, I guess, in the Shonen Jump lineup. I'm really excited to see this one blow up. The art style on this is so good. If you haven't seen the manga or anything, it is gorgeous work. It is very much a reminiscence of Soul Eater or Fire Force in its like jagged style. I guess even if you're familiar with video games, I'd say very similar to like The World Ends With You as well, that kind of graffiti rough edge about it. As you can tell, I'm really excited to see this one animated, and I'm really hopeful that Studio Bones just knocks it out the park with this. I know they've kind of been hit and miss with some seasons of My Hero Academia, and I really hope this doesn't suffer from that. So really looking forward to Gachakura. If you're reading the manga, again, I'd love to know your thoughts. Are you excited about this? Do you wish it was a different studio? Let me know in the comments. I'll be reading. And the last piece of news, G Kids has acquired North American rights to Mobile Suit Gundam GQX Beginning. The first ever collaboration between Studio Kaha, the studio behind Evangelion series, and Sunrise, the home of Gundam. Now, this is supposed to be going in theaters February 28th, which is really exciting. Again, there's trailers, there's artwork. I highly recommend looking out for it. I believe even the Gunpla version of this is already out as well. Well, not out, but the visuals and images are out. Beautiful design. Really interesting that Studio Carhartt is collaborating with this. Really, really interesting project. Also, the design of not only the characters, but the Gundam as well. It feels more aimed at a younger audience compared to previous ones. That's my own personal, take on it, shall we say. But it feels like it's aimed a little bit more to a younger audience from my perspective. I could be completely wrong. But I'm really excited to see this. I really like the design of the Gundam. And Studio Sunrise have done phenomenal work over the years as well. I really enjoyed the last series, Witch from Mercury. I thought that was fantastic. Of course, I really enjoyed Iron Blood Orphans Gundam. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Studio Carhartt can also bring to the table. Of course, knowing their rich background when it comes to Evangelion. Man, can you imagine? And then this going to the big screen as well. Visually, it's going to be fantastic. So really looking forward to that. So that is the news. Now, we like to do something on this podcast called the Chibi News, which is just smaller bits of news to keep you updated on. So we're going to run through some of those Chibi News bites right now, starting with Guilty Gear Strife Dual Rulers anime, scheduled for April 5th. 2025, and that'll be available on Crunchyroll based on the popular game series. Shangri-La Frontier Season 2, the Abyss City arc, will be starting very soon. Undead Unluck is now confirmed to end this week with Chapter 239. So that is Chapter 239. Undead Unluck. The anime series is available on Disney Plus, and again, I've watched a couple of episodes. The dub is very fun. So yeah, I know this is a favorite for a few of my friends and such. So yeah, a fantastic series. Something I absolutely love is LaCroix Recoil, a anime series that came out a couple of years ago. They will be having 6 short episodes featuring the daily lives of the characters. This series is called Friends and Thieves of Time. So keep an eye out if you're familiar with the series. Again, if not, go back, watch, I want to say 12 episodes. Absolutely fantastic. Beautiful gun choreography, combat choreography in there. Absolutely fantastic. Definitely worth a watch. And then the last piece of Chibi news is the studio behind big anime shuts down. Now, pinch of salt here. The studio is called Toonari. Now, Toonari Animation is an outsourcer, so they've contributed to a lot of the big titles. For example, they've contributed to Blue Lock, Black Clover, and One Piece. Sad to see a studio close down, again, especially one that's had some part to play in some big titles and such. But it's not the only studio I've seen with this news. Another studio that works with Production ID. So here's the article. 2 animation studios, Production IG and Signal.md, will be merging starting the 1st of June, and Studio Signal MD will disappear in the process. So Production IG will continue. The studio was founded by parent company IG Port in 2014. They've worked on features like The Fire Hunter, Nina the Stray Bride, and the movie Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop, which I've seen on Netflix, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, a shame that another studio will be closing down, but hopefully those will merge into Production IG, who, again, fantastic studio, recently worked on the Kaiju number 8 anime series. So yeah, fantastic stuff. But that is all of the news. But let me know your thoughts on everything that we've covered today. And again, be sure to like, share, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, which is listened to around the world, be sure to give a star rating, and a mini review will help us out in a big bad way when it comes to being discovered. It is our dream, our goal, to be the #1 anime podcast in the UK. So be sure to help us out on our mission and be part of our journey as well. Thank you very much for listening. Thanks for watching. And we will see you in 2 weeks' time, where we'll talk no doubt more about Sakamoto Days and some more anime and some more news. As always, be sure to lock in.